Hi, welcome to Knit with Hannah. Today we're looking at Christmas gifts for beginner knitters. Hi, welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah. I'm here with Knitting Natter to help you learn to knit the easy way. Well, if you're watching today, maybe you're not yet an actual knitter, or you may not even have any idea that you want to knit at all. You may be here because you want to buy a gift for a knitter, a beginner knitter. Okay, so if you would like to, I've got lots of other knitting videos and I'm going to have lots of beginner knitter videos coming up in the new year. So hit subscribe and I can help you move forward with that, help you start to knit. And yeah, I'd love to have you join me. I'm here every week, every Tuesday with a new video. Okay, so Christmas gifts for beginner knitters. Where do we start? Well, don't even think about patterns yet. This is the little recipe that you use if you want to knit something. I'll tell you what to do with all the instructions. You have to start at the very beginning. Just like Maria says in The Sound of Music, let's start at the very beginning. You need all the tools first. And that starts with needles, because you can't knit without a pair of needles. So I suggest you go for pretty much very short needles, just because you don't want them getting in the way or banging you in the arm or whoever's sitting next to you on the sofa. So you can get 9-inch or 10-inch needles, and they'll be ideal if you're starting to knit. You probably want to get a few sizes just so you have the leeway depending on what the instructions say when you want to start to knit something. So most online shops will now sell them in millimetres. And if you go to a yarn shop, they will have all of the information there to help you decide which size you actually need, because different countries tell you to buy needles in different ways. They have different numbers for them, different codes for them, the different sizes. So I'm going to tell you the millimetres just to make it easy. You want a 5mm needle, and you want 5.5 and 6.5mm needles. So that's 3 pairs. If you want to go the extra mile, you can also get 3.25 and 4mm needles. That gives you a range that will mean you can knit across different thicknesses of yarn, because different thicknesses of yarn need different sizes of needles. So there you go. That's 5 pairs if you want to really set people up for a good knitting journey, or 3 pairs if you'd just like to start with 5, 5.5 and 6.5mm. Okay, that's a good start. Now you may think the next thing you need is yarn. Well, actually, I'm going to say if you'd like to buy yarn, get them a voucher for your local yarn shop, because then they can go and choose for themselves. It's very difficult to just go into a yarn shop and say, I'd like some yarn please for a beginner knitter for a gift. They may well give you a kit so that you can knit a specific thing, but it may not be ideal for a beginner knitter. So I say give them a voucher so they can go and choose their own yarn. It's like an extra special gift, because it just encourages them into the yarn shop. They can talk to the owner, they can learn more about knitting there, maybe even sign up for a workshop, just so they can get themselves going. So we don't want to buy yarn, we want to buy the yarn voucher. But what next? Well, you also need tools, and I'm going to send you over to another video. Let me work out where it is, it's up here, which is all about knitting tools. This is a knitting toolkit for beginners. You don't need a lot, you just need to set yourself up with just a few things to make sure they're all in one place, so when you need them when you're knitting, you don't have to run around the house looking for everything. Okay, so we have a good start already. What next? Once you've got everything ready, you're ready to start knitting, you actually want to keep it somewhere. So find a bag for the knitting kit. This can be just a tote. It can be that simple. But make sure it's got lots of pockets on the inside, so you have somewhere to keep patterns, somewhere to keep the wool that you're not using yet, somewhere to keep the needles and the little toolkit that you've got together, just so that it's all ready in one place. It can be that simple. It can be a tote bag, or you can go to a yarn shop or Etsy and find a bag that is specifically made for knitters. They will purposefully have lots of pockets, like I said, and they may not have a zip, just so that it doesn't get caught in the yarn. They may have a flap over instead. Okay, sounds like we're really doing well. So now how do you start to knit? You need to help them start to knit, otherwise they're going to sit there and look at this yarn and this toolkit and go, okay, I don't know how to knit yet. Oh, now what do I do? Well, you know this person, you know they want to start knitting. Do you have any experience of their learning style? Do they sit there and read a book, learn all about it? Have they got piles and piles of X for Dummies, Microsoft Word for Dummies, How to Cook for Dummies, all this kind of thing sitting there? Well, in that case, you could get them a book. And if they read books, they love books, they follow books, they really want to sit there and take everything in from a book, that will be perfect for them. Find a beginner knitter's book, go and look at all the reviews on Amazon and find one that will work for them. The other option is going to your local yarn shop and finding a workshop. Yeah, a beginner knitter's workshop, ideal. Again, you can get them a voucher for that. You can actually buy the workshop and book them in for them, and that could be ideal. The beginner knitter's workshop, if you pay for it, sometimes includes the needles and the yarn that you need to create whatever they're going to knit in that workshop. The other thing is, do they knit not in person, not with books, but online? If they learn best online with lots of e-courses and they actually implement them, they don't just buy them and have them kind of, you think, oh crikey, there's a whole stack of e-courses sat up in the spare room. She's bought them but she's never used them. Well, don't do that. But if they are someone who implements e-courses, then go and find one. I have e-courses for beginners and I'm going to do a live round of that starting in January. So we're going to have great fun knitting together, keeping each other supported as we knit through that course. But let's just say you want to find an e-course, just search for it online. There could well be one that teaches you online and then you have the meetups in person. So yeah, go and have a look, see what you can find, what suits their learning style. Okay, I think you're all sorted. You've got lots of ideas there. You don't have to get them everything, just a couple of things or even just the knitting bag to get them started. That would be great. Okay, I will see you again soon. Do subscribe if you want to learn more about knitting, or even send your knitter, your would-be knitter over here and have them subscribe too. Okay, bye for now. I'll see you next week. Happy knitting. Let's talk about knitting for Christmas, shall we? We want to make sure if we're knitting for other people, if we're knitting gifts, that they're loved and cherished for years to come. I've got a new weekend workshop for you. This isn't going to teach you how to knit. This is going to teach you how to put the foundations in place before you start knitting. Because planning what you knit, making sure you get the colours, the sizes, the actual item that you're knitting right, means that people will love and use them, wear them for years and years to come. I've got 4 videos for you. We're talking about colour, size, novelty, and then I've got a video full of extra tips just to make it perfect. And then I've got a bonus video all about colour duets, knitting in pairs. And this isn't about getting advanced with Fair Isle or Intarsia techniques. This is about using pairs of colours in the basics, the foundations of knitting. I do hope I'll see you on the inside. Follow the link below. You can get even more information if you follow that link. I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Happy knitting.